shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round. Hi there. My name is Tirsi Engelhardt, and I am excited to welcome you to the latest episode of the Unreasonably Grateful podcast, Living in Grace by Choice. So, if you've been following me for a while, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm grateful to have you. However, you got here, trust that. And I hope that you get something today from something that we say that moves you closer to discovering how amazingly you were created and what wonderful opportunities lie ahead of you. So happy you're here. And, I don't have your answers, but I learned from other people's stories, which is why I started this podcast, is an opportunity to share tidbits of wisdom gleaned from my 39-year journey of recovery, from living an addictive lifestyle for 20 years, and to the ongoing experience of still discovering more of how I was created and what I'm designed for, even in my 70s. So wherever you are, you're in the right place. So let's see here. Okay, we've been in this series about creating ourselves in a new way, stepping away from what may well have been the personality that we created out of our failures, our heartbreaks, our losses, our disappointments, and now stepping more fully into this being that we were designed to be. And how do we do that? And right now I shared a story last week about a final exam that's coming up for me, which I think I'm going to take tomorrow because I notice I'm putting it off and I'm just like, okay, I have 24 hours. Tomorrow I've got some space. I'm just going to take it. So this particular part of being tested is, what if it's not pass or failure? What if it's not just either or? What if this is just a lesson? It's a test to see, have you gotten the lesson that you've been in? And now are you ready for your next lesson? Because there will be more, and there will be more tests. This isn't the final of all of life. And it's interesting, in church today, they were talking about how Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" And it was the healing from him denying Christ for 3 times. And it reminded me of the test. It's like, can we let love into those wounded places in us? Can we let go of our identification with the wound or the trauma or the pain or the loss? And can we let love seep into those places? And in this particular episode, if you look at the text below, I've included a link. And it was interesting because just like when we get tested, we start to look around and we see how we all get tested. And that particular link is to an interview with the Yankees Major League Baseball manager being interviewed about him pulling a player, Williams, and giving him a break because he's struggling right now. And he says some beautiful things in that interview that pertain to all of us. And I just recognized, like, okay, so even at the elite level of being an athlete, of being a superstar in your sport or your passion or your life's work, there will be tests. And one of the things that he says in there that I think is so beautiful is, I think he knows he'll get through it. It's just difficult right now. And you can tell I'm a baseball enthusiast because I also watched in the Dodgers game this week, Max Muncy get a home run after a big slump. And what stuck out for me was I had heard his interview where he talked about how hard it was to keep showing up at the plate and keep either striking out or being striked out or being walked, but not getting a hit or not getting a home run. And he talked about how hard it was on his family. And what I noticed when he got a home run, the joy of his teammates and of his manager. The sheer burst of enthusiasm and excitement for someone else that those players had. And so I want to mention that today at the farmers market, I went up to a woman in our church, and she's been really supportive and amazing and wonderful. And I was telling her about the exam, and she goes, "Make a copy of it. I want to take it. I want to see if I can pass." And that reminded me of what an amazing attitude to have when we get tested. Like, I want to see. I want to see if I can pass. I want to see what I know and don't know. I want to see where there's still something for me to learn. I want to see what perhaps I've missed. And that's such a great attitude. And just like these baseball players or anyone who gets tested, if we enter into a test as if, what if it's not pass or fail? What if it's learn from it? What if it's discover more? What if it is a step toward the next thing? Because oftentimes we learn more from what we don't know than from what we do know. And so that's the attitude I want you to consider, that whatever your testing looks like, wherever you feel like, oh my gosh, this is tough, this is hard, I don't know, that's an okay place to be. And oftentimes when we're being tested, it's an opportunity to learn more in that I don't know category. It's a way to develop ourselves further, to take the next step, to embrace whatever that life lesson is that helps us discover more of who we are and what we're designed for and how valuable we actually are as an expression of love in the world. So that's what I want you to do this week. I want you to notice wherever you're confronted, wherever you feel like you're being tested, and see if you can't develop the attitude and step fully into that test, as I'm going to do, from that place of, I want to see if I can pass. I want to see what I know and what I don't know, so that I'm now more available to learn, to explore, to discover, to be curious, and step away from some idea of it's pass or failure. Instead, it's just another lesson. And whatever that test is, it's preparing you for the next lesson that's coming, and ultimately the next test that you'll have as well. So that's what this week's about. And I can't wait to hear how it goes. And I'll be here next week. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a beautiful, beautiful week.